Did you know that travel agents still exist? I have thoughts about that. I'm a person who loves to book their own travel. I research my own flights, I research my hotels, I build really complex itineraries. I have done this for years, and I do this not only for my personal travel, but I do it in my professional life as well. Inside a Fortune 500 company, I do it for like executive levels. So like this is just, it's how my brain works. And on top of that, I also plan group trips for women to national parks. I don't know if you knew that about me, but yeah, I take what I call outdoor curious women on glamping adventures. And so my brain really works on like multiple sides of this travel planning equation. And so I have worked as a travel agent, I have worked with travel agents, and I have done this on my own with just the same resources that everybody else has. And so I think here today, I want to talk about, should you work with a travel agent? Like, is it even worth it? And I'm gonna give you my honest answer, as always. Hello, I'm Annie. Welcome to Average Girl Does Cool Things, where we talk a lot about travel and building a life that you love. So let's get into it. But before we do, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more travel inspo and how-to content. Okay, so let's start at the beginning, because I think a lot of people have this vision of a travel agent that's like kind of antiquated, right? You know, like the person you call up and you're like, I'm gonna go to this place, and they're like sitting at a desk somewhere, like printing out paper boarding passes or something. That doesn't totally exist anymore. Modern travel agents are more like destination consultants. They're travel advisors, really. And you'll hear people use the terms kind of interchangeably, travel agent and travel advisor. I think travel advisor is a little more accurate nowadays. They are booking things that you can't just book on yourself, okay? They have relationships with the hotel operators, with the tour operators, with the cruise lines, with destination management companies that will help you put the whole thing together. So they have those relationships, and they can get you perks that you can't just get like on the open market. And they know the difference between like the different room categories. They know what's a true upgrade. They know like where is the best place to be in the hotel if you know you got a family, or if you want to stay away from the families. Like travel advisors are the ones who are going to make sure that like not only do you get a trip you want, but you get the details in the trip that you want. And the best travel advisors really specialize. You've got travel advisors who do, you know, luxury adventure. You get travel advisors who do just safari. You've got travel advisors who just do Disney. Travel advisors who do cruises. Like they're deep specialists for each category. So if somebody asks like, are travel agents even still relevant? It's like, yes, but travel agents who are still relevant are relevant because of who they know and what they know, not because they have like access to some booking system that you don't. Okay, so when do you not need to work with a travel agent or a travel advisor? Number one, if you are somebody who loves doing the research, and honestly, a lot of people find great satisfaction like in planning for the trip, and they find that's actually almost like more of the happiness and satisfaction of the trip than actually going on the trip, right? If you love planning and booking the travel yourself, do it. I love doing it. That's why I do it. I like fitting it all together as a puzzle and building the itinerary. So if you feel the same way, like then you probably don't need a travel agent. You're probably just gonna be annoyed that somebody else like made the decisions for you. So, you know, I get it. Number two, you don't need a travel agent if the trip is a fairly straightforward trip. If you just need like hotels and a flight, you're probably good. You can just do that yourself. Google Flights, my favorite flight resource, and then just a good hotel booking site, or even better, I recommend you book like directly with a hotel, because if something goes wrong, you're gonna go to the hotel directly to solve that problem. If you book through like an Expedia, there's not a lot that like a hotel can do for you. So you don't need a middleman for any of that. Number three, you don't need a travel agent if you are on a budget. A lot of people think that like travel agents are gonna save them money, and that's not necessarily true. They're not gonna cost you extra money, but they get paid off commission. So they're not gonna like go out of their way to find you the cheapest option possible. They will stick to your budget, or a good one should stick to your budget. But if you are looking for budget stays, go to something like World Playground or something where they do discount stays. Don't go through a travel agent who like they get paid off commission. So, and they should get paid off commission because they're doing work for you for free. So if you're on a budget, you're looking for like the cheapest possible option, you don't need a travel agent. And finally, you don't need a travel agent if you really want a lot of flexibility. Because you have to remember, if a travel agent books things for you, then you're gonna go back to that travel agent to make changes. So if you need to like make changes on the fly, or you wanna make changes on the fly, you're gonna have much more success just doing it yourself using your phone. So most domestic trips, long weekend getaways, and trips to very popular destinations, you can do yourself. You don't need to pay somebody for that. Okay, now let's talk about some times when you probably should use a travel agent, or you definitely should use a travel agent. Because sometimes if you don't use one, you are genuinely leaving value on the table. First of all, if it is a once in a lifetime trip, if you are doing a safari or Antarctica, Maldives, a big trip, if it is something where like you've been saving for this, you cannot afford to have something go wrong, use a travel agent. They are going to handle all of the hassle for you. They are going to know the destination really well. They're going to know what to help you book, what to avoid. And those relationships that they have can really protect you and help you get out of some jams. So they know what can happen, what can go sideways, and they know how to help you out if it does. Number 2, group travel. This is my favorite time to step in and help you out because I'm a group travel master. I should get like a tag that says that. Like I mentioned before, I plan group trips for executives. I plan small group trips for women to go on glamping adventures. I do this a lot. And let me tell you, if you are the friend who has to coordinate the group trip, you know what a pain in the you-know-what it is. Good news, you can hire a travel agent to do that for you. You can hire a travel agent to do all the research, to put it out to a vote for your friends, to run around and collect payments. You can hire somebody to do that. You can hire me to do that. I'll do that for you. I've got a link down below to like go into my travel agent registration. Like let us help. We can help take all of that worry off of you, and you can stop fighting with your friends and just go have a good time until you get on the trip, and then you find something else to fight about. It's just not a good group friends trip until somebody gets some drama. And finally, a good time to get a travel agent is with a cruise, believe it or not. I don't know a lot about cruises, but from what I've been told from the people in the industry that I talk to, they're like, cruises are actually great to book through a travel agent because they have access to like all these little perks and things that are not publicly available. And so this is one of those clear cases where like having a relationship with a travel agent and then the travel agent's relationship with a cruise line can add a lot more value to your trip than if you just book direct. And finally, if you don't have time, if you don't have time to put a trip together, you're a busy person, we're all busy people these days, there are travel agents who can specialize in family adventures and things. And so like save yourself the time. It doesn't cost you anything extra to work with a good travel agent who would be happy to like make the bookings on your behalf. Okay, so let me just like be pretty honest about this because obviously my position is a little bit different than most people because I see both sides of it. I experience travel both as a traveler and as somebody who is responsible for the experiences of others, which is why this year I decided to actually become a travel agent and get my certification to be able to do travel agent work. And that way I can help offer my skills and my travel planning resources to people who need some help putting the whole thing together. And what I've really learned about this side of the travel industry is that, you know, it's not so much the value of like having somebody book the thing for you, because you can book the thing for yourself. It's about having somebody who cares a lot about you having a great experience. I think that's what really makes good travel advisors worth their money, is they like really give a damn that you have a great trip. So if I'm working with somebody on booking them a trip, I'm not just thinking about like, okay, you should stay at this hotel because it's close to this thing. Like I'm really thinking about it holistically from the timing and the pacing and like your energy levels. You know, it's thinking about like if you're traveling with your parents who are a little bit older, like making sure that they have accessible accommodations or transportation that's going to be easy for them. Like that's the kind of lens that a good travel advisor is bringing to the table for you. So my bottom line here is if this trip is really, really important to you, at least consult with somebody who is an expert in the industry. It doesn't mean you have to go full service. Like you can just pay for a consultation and talk through your trip with somebody, but at least you're gonna get an expert's perspective and you're gonna get like some heads up about things you might not be thinking about as you're doing your planning. In fact, we do this in my YouTube membership, which is only $4.99 to start with. And you can join it at the button below, the little like join button. You can drop me a question about a trip you wanna take and I'll create a members only short just for you to answer your questions. Okay, so if you do wanna work with a travel advisor, let's talk about how to find a good one. Number one, specialization matters. So, you know, if you wanna go on a safari, then work with a travel advisor who's been on a safari before. It's a very specific trip and you should work with somebody who is passionate about the topic. Number two, ask them questions. Ask them how many times they booked that trip. Ask them if they've been to that place before. Ask them some things that they see people do that they think you should do differently. Knowledgeable, passionate advisors will have answers for you. Ones who don't are just trying to sell you. Number three, check for credentials. They should have access to partner programs like Virtuoso. They should have like their IATA number. Just make sure they're legit. Number four, ask for reviews, and even better, word of mouth. Word of mouth is probably the best marketing agent that a travel agent has. So ask people around if they've worked with somebody that they liked. And again, you can always work with me, link in the description below. Okay, so to wrap it up, do you need a travel agent? Not for every trip, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. So the real question isn't, do I need a travel agent? It's more, will a travel agent bring extra value to this trip? Is this the kind of trip where expertise and relationships really matter more than my ability to like Google stuff and pull it off of Instagram? So if the answer is yes, find a good specialist, let them earn their fee. And if the answer is no, then you got this. Do it yourself. You've got plenty of resources on the internet. You got plenty of resources on this channel, if I'm being perfectly honest. You can totally do it yourself. So drop in the comments, have you worked with a travel advisor before? How did you find the experience? And do you think you need one? Or would you hire one again? Let's see what the people say. Okay, that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, go create a life you love. Bye.